Hello and welcome to Everyday English Practice channel. I would be happy if you subscribed. In this video, we are going to work on improving your English grammar, step by step. We will begin with the most basic concepts and gradually move on to more complex ones. Whether you're just starting or you already know some grammar, this video will help you build a strong foundation. Understanding nouns. Nouns are one of the most important parts of speech in English. A noun is any word that represents a person, a place, a thing, or even an idea. Everything around us can be described with nouns, whether it's something we can touch, see, or something more abstract, like a feeling or a thought. Nouns help us name things, so without them, we wouldn't be able to communicate effectively. For example, we use nouns when we talk about animals, objects, places, or even concepts. A person might say, dog, book, or school, and each of these is a noun. As you learn more, you'll discover that nouns come in different forms, like singular and plural. The singular noun refers to one thing, and the plural refers to more than one. Plural nouns are typically formed by adding an s or s to the end of a singular noun. For example, cat becomes cats, and box becomes boxes. It's important to note that some nouns don't follow the regular rules for pluralization. English has some irregular plural nouns, like child, becoming, children, or man, becoming men. Understanding these variations will help you avoid common mistakes. Learning articles a, an, the. In English, we have three main articles, a, an, and the. These are used to specify or generalize the nouns we are talking about. The article a is used with nouns that begin with a consonant sound. This is helpful because it helps us describe things in a non-specific or general way. For example, when you say, a cat, you're not referring to any particular cat. You are just talking about a cat in general, without specifying which one. On the other hand, the article, an, is used before nouns that begin with a vowel sound. It helps maintain the flow of speech and keeps our sentences easier to pronounce. You might say, an apple, an orange, or an elephant, and the use of an in these cases makes the sentence smoother and more natural. The article, the, is a definite article. It is used to refer to something specific or something we already know about. For instance, when someone says, the book on the table, they are referring to a particular book, not just any book. The use of the shows that both the speaker and listener know exactly which book is being talked about. In some cases, the is also used when something is unique, like the sun or the moon. Understanding verbs and tenses. Verbs are words that describe actions, events, or states of being. They are essential in making a sentence complete. Without verbs, sentences would be missing the action or the state of being that links the subject and the rest of the sentence together. You might use verbs to talk about running, jumping, thinking, feeling, or being in a certain state, like being tired or happy. There are many different tenses in English that show when something happens, in the present, past, or future. The present tense is used to talk about things that happen now, in the present moment. The past tense describes actions that have already happened, while the future tense is used to talk about actions that will happen at a later time. Understanding how to use these tenses correctly is important because it helps you convey the right meaning. As you continue learning, you'll see that there are also different ways to form each tense, like simple tenses, continuous tenses, and perfect tenses. These forms can be a bit tricky at first, but with practice, you'll be able to use them naturally. Using adjectives. Adjectives are words that describe or modify nouns. They give more information about a person, place, thing, or idea. Adjectives help us be more specific when we talk about things. Instead of just saying, dog, we can say, big dog, or friendly dog, and this makes our description clearer and more detailed. Adjectives can describe things like size, shape, color, and even feelings or conditions. There are many ways to use adjectives in English, and you can place them before or after the noun they describe. For example, we say, a tall building, or a beautiful garden, where the adjective comes before the noun. But sometimes, adjectives can also come after the verb, especially when you're using a linking verb like is, seem, or appear. For instance, the sky is blue, or she seems happy. Building simple sentences. Once you understand nouns, verbs, and adjectives, it's time to put them together and create sentences. A sentence needs at least a subject and a verb. The subject is the who, or what, of the sentence, and the verb describes the action or state of being. When you combine these two, you get a basic sentence. For example, she runs, they eat, or I am tired. While these are simple sentences, as you get better at grammar, you'll learn how to add more details and create more complex sentences. You might add adjectives, adverbs, or conjunctions to make your sentences longer and more interesting. Don't worry if your sentences are simple at first. Practice is key to improvement. Asking questions. In English, asking questions is an important part of communication. We use question words like who, what, where, when, why, and how to form questions. These question words help us gather information and make conversations more engaging. For instance, if you're curious about someone's name, you would ask, "What is your name?" If you want to know where someone lives, you could ask, "Where do you live?" In addition to these question words, English also uses auxiliary verbs like do, does, and is to form yes/no questions. For example, do you like coffee? Or, is she coming to the party? These questions are formed by starting with the auxiliary verb, followed by the subject and the main verb. Using prepositions. Prepositions are small but very important words in English. They show the relationship between a noun and another word in the sentence. Prepositions can describe the location of something, the direction it's moving, or the time something happens. For example, when you say, "The book is on the table," on is the preposition, showing the relationship between the book and the table. You could also say, "I will meet you at 5 o'clock, to describe a time, or, "She is going to the store," to describe movement toward a place. Connecting sentences with conjunctions. Conjunctions are words that connect words, phrases, or sentences. They are essential in making your speech and writing flow better. Common conjunctions include and, but, or, and, because. You might use and to connect two ideas, like, "I like tea and coffee." You might use but to show contrast, like, "She is tired but happy." Because is used to explain a reason, such as, "I am late because I missed the bus." Describing actions with adverbs. Adverbs are words that describe how, when, where, or to what extent something happens. They modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs, making the meaning of a sentence clearer. Many adverbs end in ly, but not all of them. You could say, she runs quickly, to describe how she runs, or, I wake up early, to describe when you wake up. Practice and improvement. The key to mastering English grammar is practice. The more you use the rules and structures you've learned, the better your grammar will become. Try writing your own sentences using nouns, verbs, adjectives, and other grammar rules. Practice speaking aloud, listening to others, and reading English books or articles. With time and effort, your grammar skills will improve. That's all for today's video. We've covered a lot of important English grammar concepts, and now it's time to practice them. Remember, learning grammar is a gradual process. Take it one step at a time, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. Keep practicing, and over time, your understanding of English grammar will grow stronger. Thank you for watching, and continue working on your English skills every day. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe.